In towns and cities and villages right throughout the country, like in my own area of Sligo and Leitrim, many community groups came together and were formed for the sole purpose of developing playgrounds for their children and their communities. I was one of those parents who was starting on the journey of developing a playground at our local housing estate. Sligo County Council were extremely helpful in helping us to secure the land, and we knew that we'd be eligible to get better supports and more supports from organisations like Sligo Leader to help with the initial set-up costs. When we spoke to many other parents, however, involved in similar community groups, we soon realised that we were only starting on the journey of fundraising. We didn't realise we'd have to fundraise to cover insurance costs every single year. Sadly, many of these playgrounds were forced to close or were not eligible to get insurance at all, and many of them stayed closed. Others had to stay closed for long periods of time due to their inability to cover the cost of rising insurance costs, despite no claims actually going in. We in the Labour Party have been raising this issue for many years, calling on the state to develop new initiatives like pooled group insurance schemes or broaden the remit of the Irish Public Bodies Insurance Company to support the voluntary and community sector. I want to commend the work of Alliance for Insurance Reform, who have been doing great work raising this issue and who have been engaging local PPN groups who can see firsthand the difficulties faced by so many communities regarding insurance. Many playgrounds within cities, towns and villages are managed by the local authority and their insurance costs are covered. Many others, though, aren't. This is very obvious in rural areas where the community has traditionally been responsible for covering the cost of the insurance. I was delighted, Minister, when you recently announced that Tidy Towns committees would have their insurance costs covered by local authorities and the IPB insurance. This is very welcome news, but can this scheme please be extended to include all playgrounds? Playgrounds are a public amenity and they add a great deal of social capital to the area. And it's very hard to keep going back to parents, to keep going back to the same parents every year out to fundraise. And often a lot of the parents in the communities don't have the money in the first place. But that's one matter. The other matter I want to raise is that a parent also, is that I raise the question is, why are school playgrounds, pitches and recreational areas not available to all children outside of school hours? Schools are told that children are not insured to be on the premises outside of school time, but why not? It is beyond the capability of insurers to ensure that the liability insurance that so many of our children have to take out when they're in school anyway is extended to every child and to cover them while they are on school grounds, regardless of whether it's within school hours or out of school hours. Play, and active play in particular, is so important to children's development, and I don't think this should ever be jeopardised by rising insurance costs.